Imagine jumping out of a commercial airliner at 10,000 feet into a freezing rainstorm, wearing nothing but a business suit and carrying $200,000 in cash. No parachute experience, no survival gear, and absolutely no trace left behind. This isn't a Hollywood movie. This is the story of D.B. Cooper, the only man in history to hijack a U.S. commercial plane, extort the government, and completely disappear into thin air. For over 50 years, the FBI chased a ghost, and today, the case remains completely unsolved. How did he do it? And more importantly, where is he now? It all began on November 24th, 1971. A man calling himself Dan Cooper boarded Northwest Orient Airlines Flight 305 from Portland to Seattle. He looked perfectly ordinary, mid-40s, wearing a dark suit, a white shirt, and a black tie. Shortly after takeoff, Cooper handed a note to a young flight attendant named Florence Schaffner. At first, she thought it was just a lonely businessman giving her his phone number, so she dropped it in her purse. But Cooper leaned closer and whispered, "Miss, you'd better look at that note. I have a bomb." When Florence opened her purse, the note read, "I have a bomb in my briefcase. I will use it if necessary. I want you to sit next to me." Cooper opened the briefcase just enough for her to see 8 red cylinders attached to wires. His demands were crystal clear: $200,000 in negotiable $20 bills, 4 parachutes, and a fuel truck standing by in Seattle to refuel the plane. If his demands weren't met, he would blow up the plane with 36 innocent passengers on board. The FBI had no choice. They scrambled to gather the cash and the parachutes. When the plane landed in Seattle, Cooper calmly exchanged the passengers for the money. He then ordered the pilots to fly toward Reno, Nevada. But he gave very specific, highly unusual instructions. Fly below 10,000 feet, keep the landing gear down, and keep the cabin unpressurized. As the plane flew over a rugged, heavily forested area in Washington state, a massive storm hit. Visibility was 0. Suddenly at 8:13 p.m., the pilots noticed a sudden pressure change. Cooper had opened the aft stairs, the stairs at the very back of the plane. With 2 parachutes strapped to his body and $200,000 tied around his waist, Dan Cooper stepped out into the freezing, blinding rainstorm. He plummeted into the pitch-black night, and that was the last time anyone ever saw him. What followed was one of the largest and most expensive manhunts in U.S. history, Operation Norjack. The FBI searched thousands of acres of dense forest. They interviewed everyone. They checked every single serial number on those $20 bills, but they found nothing. No body, no parachute, no clothes. It was as if he never existed, until 9 years later. In 1980, an 8-year-old boy digging on a beach near the Columbia River found 3 rotting bundles of cash, totaling nearly $6,000. The serial numbers matched Cooper's ransom money perfectly. This discovery raised even more terrifying questions. If the money was buried there, did Cooper die during the jump? Or did he survive, bury a small portion of the money, and escape with the rest? In 2016, after 45 years of dead ends, the FBI officially suspended the active investigation. They simply gave up. Was D.B. Cooper a military veteran who pulled off the most flawless crime in history? Or did he perish in the freezing wilderness of Washington state, his body consumed by nature? We may never know. But one thing is certain: Dan Cooper walked into a plane as a regular passenger and walked out of it as a permanent legend. What do you think happened to D.B. Cooper? Did he survive the jump? Let me know your theories in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this mystery, hit that subscribe button for more dark, unsolved history. Thanks for watching.